I respect your time, so let's get right into it. Today I'll be going through how I plan my personal progression and how I decide what to buy, what to smelt, and what to gather myself. So this video will have decisions that can be backed by quantitative data, which is basically my spreadsheet, as well as decisions based on my own personal playstyle. In other words, feel free to disagree. So let's have a healthy discussion in the comment section. I generally try my best to reply to everyone. Now, in terms of progression, we have a few things that we can look at. Number one, tiering up. It's very confusing when you have equipment upgrading and upgrade. So I'm just going to call this green color button here tiering up. Secondly, upgrading. Thirdly, refining. And lastly, enchanting. So these four ways are generally how players will improve their gear. I will talk about cards in another video. Now, personally, the way these four things are lined up is exactly the way how I would progress my character according to priority. Now, this is largely based on my own personal playstyle where I detest RNG to its core. RNG basically means randomness. So tiering up your item is 100% guaranteed progression. Yes, the progression is low, however, it's 100% guaranteed. So I kind of look at this as a no risk, low reward, because it will definitely 100% succeed, but it's low reward because the stats that you gain is not that much. It's good stats, but it's not that much. Upgrading is like medium risk, medium reward. Some would say low risk, but I'll put low to medium risk because it costs quite high. It's actually quite expensive, but the probability of passing it is actually much higher compared to refining and enchanting. You don't go backwards. You either stay the same or get better. So I would put this as medium risk, medium reward. Refinement is like high risk, high reward, where you either exponentially grow stronger or there's a chance that you spend a lot of money, a lot of crystals, and you can still get nothing, or even worse, go back to where you were previously. Enchanting for me is medium risk, medium reward as well, because enchanting is pretty expensive, but I feel that enchanting is only for players who already know which city they want their enchantments from. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, basically, you can get different types of enchantment stats from different cities, and there are some criteria like smelting level, gardening level, so on and so forth. So I feel that enchanting is my last priority because I don't have the smelting and gardening level yet. Okay, so every week a free-to-play player has 14,840 stamina to spend. And the way I spend my 14,840 stamina is pretty straightforward. I spend as little stamina as possible to hit my 500k crystal quota in the exchange center. And the rest of the stamina, I just put it into my own personal progression. Now, I explained this a lot more in depth in my previous video of profit versus progression, cut up at the top. Now, since a lot of my videos have been about making profit and how to be efficient with stamina, today let's go to the other spectrum, progression. In my opinion, after hitting my 500k crystal quota, the next question I ask myself is, what is the best way to spend the 450k crystals after tax I have every week? What should I spend it on to get the best value? So I've come up with a few rules for myself that helps me in my thinking process. Rule number one, does buying this item give me good value? Maybe good is not enough. Does buying this item give me insane value? Number two, do I have any control over obtaining this item? So these are the two rules. So let me give you an example. Let's look at my full white free-to-play trash noob leech of a character. And using this as a baseline, how do I plan my progression? Based on my own priority of progression, these are the items that I need. So let's look at the prices of these items and fill up the spreadsheet accordingly. Let's look at the value in column U with regards to all the items that I need. So starting from iron. So after comparing all the column U values, we have 14.6 for iron, which means that I save 14.6 crystals per stamina if I smelt iron myself. That 10 stamina is used to smelt iron. Similarly, Fracon and Basics 2 saves me 86.2 crystals per stamina and 101 crystals per stamina if I smelt the item myself. Now, whether you gather the item yourself or you buy the raw materials from the market, that's not part of the calculation. This is purely from the 10 stamina used to smelt. Similarly, Oridicon 6.6, this is the one that I save the least. So the lower the value, the more I should just directly buy it from the market. Like I mentioned before in the to smelt or not to smelt video, cut up at the top. When this value is low, it means that you save very little. The higher the value, the more you save. So the higher the value, the more you should smelt it yourself. The crystals that you save from using the 10 stamina to smelt is more than the crystals that you can earn from your 10 stamina. So for example, I am gathering 5. I love to use this example, right? Gardening 5, I can probably make about 79 to 80 crystals per stamina, all right? So if I can make 80 crystals per stamina, why would I spend stamina to save 6.6 crystals to smelt Rawrarararaar when I can just use the same stamina to go and garden and gather some seaweed, some algae to make 80 crystals? There's no reason for me to do that. However, if every point of stamina saves me 101 crystals, in this case for basics 2, if every point of stamina saves me 101 crystals, I should just go and smelt this item myself and use it for myself, because I save more than I make. Hence, I should do this myself. Okay, so I hope this is pretty clear. So similarly for blazing is 99.4, for gold enchantment stone is 64. After looking at all this, what's the plan moving forward? Going back to my 2 rules of spending crystals. Number 1, it has to bring me insane value. Number 2, am I in control? Is this item within my control? So with that 2 rules of mine, let me just preface, this is personal preference, personal playstyle. In no circumstance am I asking you to follow my playstyle. I'm just saying what I would do because I value so much. Okay, so what exactly am I going to do with my progression? Rawrarararaar, definitely buying, but I'm not saying I'm going to buy Rawrarararaar right now. I'm saying that if I want to refine, I will definitely buy all the Rawrarararaar that I need. So Rawrarararaar is a buy for me simply because of rule number 1, it gives me insane value to buy it. But whether I buy, how many times I try all this, I'll talk about this in the next video, because when it comes to RNG, I have my own set of methods to work with RNG. Okay, so but Rawrarararaar, I will buy it. I will never ever smelt it myself because the value is too low. I don't save crystals by smelting it. In fact, sometimes it even makes me lose crystals. So I'm buying Rawrarararaar, definitely. Now, tearing out a weapon. This one is going to be pretty tricky. Personally, it's one of my priorities. Hence, therefore, I will buy the iron, buy the coal, and smelt myself. Now, it may come to you as a surprise, like, huh? Why are you buying? Why are you smelting it yourself? This value is so low. Don't you make 80 plus crystals per stamina? Why are you looking to save 14.6? Now, personally, the way I look at it is, I don't tunnel vision on just one aspect of the progression. I look at the whole progression as a big picture. So if I've already decided to buy Rawrarararaar because it gives me the best value, everything else and anything else will not give me as much value as buying Rawrarararaar. So I will definitely buy iron, buy coal, and I'll smelt iron myself, even though it is so inefficient. But at least I will have spare crystals to buy Rawrarararaar in the future, because it gives me more value in the big picture, long-term grand scheme of things. Okay, in terms of Fracon 2, this one is very straightforward. Fracon 2, Basics 2, these values are so high, I will definitely smelt it myself. However, fishing, do it myself. Sell fish. Upgrading metal, same logic as the every other mining material, because remember the 2 rules. Does it bring me insane value? Upgrading metal has no insane value, but it fits rule number 2. I am not in control. Yes, I'm a miner. My life is a coolie, but I cannot dictate I want only upgrading metal too. So whatever that I have is definitely not enough for me to hit weapon 80 and accessories 20. So I will definitely buy all the remaining upgrading metal that I need. Guaranteed, because this one, no choice. I am not in control. Fish, I'm at least 60 to 65% of the time I'm in control. Upgrading metal 2 is about what? Let me see. Upgrading metal 2 is 3, 4, 5, and 6. 16%, 17% of the time only. Best is 17%. So, mining to me is very RNG. Hence, I will buy it because it's not under my control. Okay, Rawrarararaar, I already mentioned I'm going to buy. Blazing Gold Flower, this one is really at the end of my priority list. Idea is exactly the same. Both of these items is going to be self-gather with my spare stamina after 500k quota. And Muspellium 2, I'm going to buy Muspellium 2. So this is my general plan. This is the part that's the most confusing. If iron versus Rawrarararaar, both is inefficient to smelt, but I will only buy Rawrarararaar because it's basically the lesser of the two evils, right? Iron. Rawrarararaar being the worst value of all times, I have to buy it. Okay, so let's take a look at something that I'm still testing out. Okay, so let's take a look at what I need. I need iron, right? So iron, I'm going to go to iron, I'm going to copy it, iron, and paste it. Okay, then I need Fracon 2 and Basics 2. Fracon 2 and Basics 2. I'm going to paste it here. And I need Rawrarararaar. And I need Blazing and Gold Enchantment. Blazing and Gold Enchantment. Okay, so I just made the columns highlight the lowest value. So this lowest value stands for the savings per stamina. This is essentially your column U, the savings from buying the smelter item directly. So for me, it basically allows you to just search for the item that you need, paste it here, and then it will show you the savings per stamina straight away. One glance, you can see that this item is the worst of the worst value, gives you the least savings per stamina. So this is the item that I will focus on buying directly from the exchange. The rest of these items here, yes, it might be low, but because it is not as low as this, it remains that I should spend my crystals here instead of here. Now, the reason why I keep stressing on this is because I feel that crystals have a bigger use, a bigger, better use. So I will talk more about that in my cards versus progression video. So this particular tab here, progression tab, is still in testing phase. I don't really know if it's useful or not, so I'm not going to put it in the spreadsheet just yet. So let me know in the comment section whether this is even remotely useful, because I don't want to do something that's like extra, you know, and whether should I include this in the main spreadsheet or not, or what types of data you would want to see when you are thinking about progression, and I'll see whether I can put it inside. Personally, for me, this is the only column that I need, but maybe some of you will feel that it's not enough and you would like to break down a little bit more. So let me know. Alright, that's it for me. Leave a like if you agree with my 2 rules of crystal spending. Let me know if you disagree, because at the end of the day, I am just a free-to-play player like a lot of you. Probably a little bit more obsessed with value, but I am by no means the go-to know-all guy about the game. I also want to learn from you guys as well. Am I too overboard with value? Am I hindering myself by being so over-calculative and stifling my own progression along the way? Am I not value-oriented enough, or is there a better way? Let me know. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you like videos that give you value and help you stay ahead of the free-to-play curve. As always, outplay, not outpay. Bye!